Woody was just an ordinary guy enjoying his peaceful life until his grumpy neighbor, Mr. Rottweiler, decided to turn it into a nightmare. But instead of suffering in silence, Woody hatches the ultimate revenge plan, turning his neighbor's misery into primetime entertainment. With a TV crew in tow, he stars in his very own reality show, exposing Rottweiler's worst moments for the whole world to see. Welcome to Neighbors from Hell. The game's premise is simple but hilariously devious. Sneak around your neighbor's house, collect random objects, and use them to set up traps that will ruin his day. Woody can, for example, swipe a marker from a drawer to deface Mr. Rottweiler's painting or scatter marbles on the floor to send him tumbling. With plenty of tricks to pull off, your goal is to make your neighbor's life a nightmare, all while delivering top-tier entertainment for your reality show. Neighbors from Hell features charming 3D cartoony visuals with a clay-like aesthetic that perfectly matches its comedic tone. The game presents a full house layout, allowing you to keep an eye on both Woody and Mr. Rottweiler at all times while planning your next mischievous move. The animation is top-notch, bringing the neighbor's endless suffering to life, whether he's getting electrocuted, bitten by his own fish, or repeatedly tripping over hazards. His exaggerated reactions, complete with frustrated yells, make every prank even more satisfying. The soundtrack in Neighbors from Hell is a laid-back, funky tune that fits the game's playful and mischievous tone perfectly. However, after hearing it for the 100th time while plotting your next prank, it can start to feel a bit repetitive. The sound effects do their job well enough, from the neighbor's grumbles to the satisfying chaos of traps being triggered, but they don't particularly stand out. The puzzles in Neighbors from Hell are pretty straightforward, as it's usually clear which item should be used on what. The real challenge comes from perfectly chaining traps together. Keeping Mr. Rottweiler in a constant state of misery earns you higher scores and better rankings. As the game progresses, pulling off flawless prank sequences becomes increasingly tricky, requiring a mix of strategy, timing, and plenty of trial and error to achieve a perfect score. The game isn't very long, featuring a brief tutorial followed by 3 seasons, each with a handful of episodes. A quick playthrough can be wrapped up in about 2 hours, but if you're aiming for perfect scores, be prepared to put in some extra effort and strategy to master every prank. In conclusion, Neighbors from Hell is a lighthearted and entertaining game that delivers plenty of laughs with its creative pranks and the sheer chaos you unleash on poor Mr. Rottweiler. There's something incredibly satisfying about watching him stumble from one misfortune to another, fuming with frustration. While it's not a groundbreaking adventure, it's a fun and amusing experience that's sure to put a smile on your face.